Hello and welcome to the Booze Book Baedeker, episode 10.
That's right.
We made it.
10.
We made it.
Double digits.
Woo!
Next is 100.
Whoa! That just boom.
That's 10 times as much.
So this episode we're talking about Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Semple.
Maria Semple. That's
the
correct.
funniest book we've read so far. Ooh, and we needed it. I mean, we've read some dark stuff.
I mean, besides Clockwork Orange.
Clockwork Orange, 1984. Oh yeah, because Clockwork Orange, that was a hootenanny.
It was.
It was a hootenanny. And then just to give you a heads up of what you might want to start reading for next time, we are going to read The White Darkness by someone with the last name of McCaw. I don't know, who is it? It won awards. McCaw. Okay, so I can't.
That's all it takes.
All the library stamps are over the author's name. I don't know. The White Darkness by McCaw.
Ooh.
And then, so that's 2 weeks out.
Mm-hmm.
And then 6 weeks out, we're going to do The Day We Found the Universe by Maria Bartusiak.
Did we just stumble upon it or what?
No, I wanted to do a nonfiction. I wanted to do a
Yeah,
nonfiction, and it comes highly rated. It's a little denser, so we're giving you a heads up about that. I tore through the first chapter already because it's just, this will make you really good Jeopardy contestant material. I mean, this book is
If the category is like space.
What he said. And then we don't know what we're doing 4 weeks from now, but that one's going to be awesome also.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that to look forward to. But really, let's talk about Where'd You Go, Bernadette, because this book made me literally LOL. Like,
Oh, yeah, me too.
I couldn't stop laughing. I loved it.
It was the most humorous one we've read, as you said.
Yeah.
I'm still a little upset that you threw me under the bus, though. Like, oh, Josh hasn't picked out his book for next time, but I already have 2 picked out.
No. I just wanted to give everybody. No.
I'm just kidding. Self-conscious.
Josh is great, guys. Have I told you how great Josh is?
I'm a good planner.
Best co-host ever.
Yeah. Speaking of best co-host ever, I plan the next segment, the 12-step program.
Yay! 12-step program.
So step 1 is marry a Microsoft elite. Because he brings in the big bucks. Step 2, quit architecting. Is that a word?
It is now.
All right. Step 3, start turf wars with other suburban housewives. I think that's a good one.
It's a great one.
4, don't take care of your home, even though you're an architect. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I guess she was like a green architect.
Right.
So it's
She
just a
was-
giant compost heap.
She was green before there was lead.
Exactly.
Yep.
Step 5, mudslide.
That's like,
Yeah.
that was great.
Step 6, plan trip to Antarctica.
Yeah.
Step 7, intervention.
Dun dun dun.
Exactly. Step 8 is escape with archenemy's aid.
Yeah.
Step 9, impregnate soo-lin. Is it soo-lin?
Yeah, but
Soo-lin?
Bernadette doesn't impregnate soo-lin.
She does it.
That's all Elgie's doing.
I called him LG.
Oh, did you?
I was like, is this guy's name LG?
I don't know.
LG just sounds funny.
Sounds like algae.
Exactly.
So I hope his name's
Step
Elgie.
10, be detective.
Be detective.
Yeah,
Da,
not to be
da, da.
confused with a person who detects bees. Anyways, step 11, seek refuge on barge, or whatever you would call it. What would you call that? I got confused when they described that city that she was in with all the scientists.
Right. Let's just call it the outpost.
Step 11 should really be called get reacquainted with architecture. And step 12 is reunite. I think that was implied in that letter.
Yeah.
That their family was going to get back together.
Yeah.
But you don't actually see it come to fruition.
Right. But
So.
you know that everything's
It's
gonna
a
be
heart warmer.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, there's a bastard child messing everything up, but everything's gonna be okay.
There's nothing wrong with bastard children.
No. It doesn't complicate or make things hectic or harder at all. It's fun.
Exactly.
It's just gonna be
So,
different.
Yeah. Was this your favorite book? Yeah. We're gonna move on real fast. Was this your favorite book
This
or what?
is by far my favorite book. And you know who my favorite character is? You'll never guess.
Ice cream?
Kyle!
Oh.
Oh my god, that kid was hilarious. I also
That's
like...
one way to put it. Or he was a delinquent.
Yeah, well, first he was a delinquent, and then he wasn't a delinquent. But when he was a delinquent, he helped. I mean, he was critical. We wouldn't have had all of these letters and emails if
That's true.
Kyle was critical.
That is true. He's gonna be like a perfect, like, drunk murder detective. You know?
Yeah.
He's got the tolerance down.
Yeah.
He's got the know-how. Can dig all this stuff up. He even hacked into like a computer. Or he did something with a computer.
Yeah, that's how he got all the emails.
He's all set.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Kyle.
Kyle.
And they were staying at the hotel after the mudslide?
Yep.
And he was doing drugs?
He was partying. And was it 1605?
Ooh, good memory, Josh.
Yeah.
Good memory. I don't know, was it?
I think. We're going to go with it.
Good.
Makes me sound smart. Your favorite character was Kyle. I don't know who my favorite character was. It's probably going to be Bernadette.
Yeah.
Just because she's crazy.
She wasn't crazy, though. She was eccentric, but she wasn't crazy.
She's crazy because she doesn't have a project to work on.
Right.
Which happens to me.
She's a
all
menace
the
to
time.
society,
Yeah.
just like your friend said.
Like if I was unemployed, I would be a hoot.
I also liked Alio,
Olio, he was kind of a weird character.
the marketer guy.
Yeah.
Pearl Jam.
But didn't he get like laid off or something from Microsoft?
No,
Or
Alio.
10%ed? Whatever that means? That
Alio
wasn't him?
Alio was the one who was marketing the school. Like he was trying to put together the parents' night at Audrey's house and make it a big scene. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Who am I thinking of? Yeah.
Or was he moonlighting? Was he really
I
at
thought he
Micro
got-
Center?
Micro Center.
Oh,
I thought-
sorry. I'm researching computers. Microsoft.
That's a local plug.
I'll put that in the tags for the
Exactly.
YouTube video.
But yeah. Moving on.
Moving on?
What next section should we do
Ooh.
out of all the sections we have?
I don't know. You could give me a field sobriety test.
A
I've
field
been
sobriety
I've been
test.
hitting
Okay,
these
okay.
pink penguins pretty hard.
Pretty hard. Well, that requires another beer.
Oh, look at that! I like it.
Yeah, right? They work for good puppet spines, these 16-ounce beers. Sobriety test.
I like the cover.
Yeah, the cover is really cool. And it's like
colorful.
exactly how Bernadette's described. Big glasses with "Where'd you go?" etched on them.
That's right, because she's wearing her sunglasses, so Audrey couldn't
And
even.
a big scarf.
Right.
And that's all.
I can't
I
believe.
hope she was wearing other things,
She-
but that's all she was described in. Did they ever describe her in anything? Alright, anyways.
She didn't even run over Audrey's foot.
No.
That was all a big.
Con artist Audrey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Charade. It was all a big charade.
Yeah, she did a lot of questionable things. But then, like when Kyle went to get better in Utah, I believe it was,
Yeah.
it seemed like she kind of leveled out as well.
Because Utah's the only place where they don't have rules about shipping your kids off into the woods or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Dang it. That was my field sobriety test. All right.
Yeah, I should shut up and let you ask me a
field
question.
sobriety test.
Yeah.
What was the occupation of Audrey's husband, Warren?
Oh, like his official title?
Mm-hmm.
He was the Samantha II launch commander.
Not Warren.
Oh, Audrey's husband?
That's algae.
Oh yeah, I thought we were talking about Elgie. Let us know in the comments if it's Elgie or LG.
It's
Thanks.
algae.
Is it really? Is that a
Algae?
name?
That's
I've
like a
never
weird-
heard the name.
It's like a Dutch baker.
What do you got against Dutch bakers?
Nothing. But he was a Microsoft like power horse. And he wasn't Dutch.
Yeah, so I don't know, and I think it's really interesting that you picked a question that you knew I didn't know the answer to because we talked about it before.
I know, it does not say a lot about how cynical I am.
But do you know, what was it?
No, I don't think it even says in the book.
Okay. So as far as I'm concerned, I pass.
That question's not real. What about you? Shoot, try to stump me.
What are the 4 drugs in that cream for seasickness?
There's one with an H.
There is one
There's
with
one
an
with a
H.
B. I'm pretty sure it's like the acronym of that drug. It's like ABHV or something.
Right, exactly, and it has. Yeah.
I'm no pharmacist.
I don't know. But remember,
If it's not over the counter, it's dead to me.
And one of the drugs though was like an antipsychotic, and that's what
Right.
triggered the whole drama.
Yeah, what do you think about the intervention and like how algae, bacteria that he is, algae's not bacteria, damn it. But he kind of turned on his wife, you know,
Yeah.
and like set her up. They
But
had the big intervention, and then they described like the different types of interventions. Like this one was the more, it like wasn't.
Old school.
Was it the more? Yeah, maybe.
Because remember the.
I thought it was new school because I thought the old version was like, guess what? Like we're mad at you. You should fix this. And this one was more subtle in the beginning.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought they didn't like to ambush people, but they did
But they
ambush
did.
her.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought it was the old school one.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
I thought they went into it though, saying that.
And it was
Well, because she wasn't supposed to show up, right? She had the dentist appointment.
right. Because she really did want to go on the cruise.
Right.
The whole thing
Her
was
bags
just
were
so
packed.
unfortunate. Well, and she did go on the cruise.
She did, and she got reunited with architecture, her art form. So, it's a good thing.
I liked the you rotter. I liked how that was their swear word. You rotter. You're a rotter. You little rotter. That was great.
I'm gonna call someone
Yeah, me too. You rotter.
that.
So one of my favorite parts of the book is when things kind of come to a head with Bernadette and her husband. Elgie like storms into Kennedy's birthday party when they're with the rotating room, and if you remember, they had the card. You put your card on the room, and then
It spun around.
it spun around, and maybe a half hour later, you got your card back.
Yeah.
And so Kennedy was really excited because it was going to say happy, because it's her birthday, right? So it's going to say happy birthday. And then it comes around and she's just crestfallen because there were a couple happy birthdays, but mostly it said things like, Jesus loves you and Jesus is your savior, all that. And Bernadette says, don't you worry, Kennedy. I'm going to go talk to those Jesus freaks and give them a piece of my mind. And Elgie's all like, no, you will not. And Kennedy's like, do it. And it made me think of this thing that happened to me in real life when I was, I don't know, I was probably, let's say I was like 11. I was probably about 11. And I grew up in a very small house. They were like cookie cutter houses. They were post World War II houses. So they all looked the same. They were just like, you know what Monopoly houses look like,
Oh, yeah.
So just boom, like literally just a square with the little half at the top. So what would you call that? Like a one? I don't know. I don't even know what you would call it. Anyways, doesn't
Rambler?
matter. Small
Maybe.
houses. So you often saw your neighbors as you were, going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a new neighbor who was a pastor.
Okay.
And we would wake up on Saturday mornings to him playing his guitar. He got all the kids in the neighborhood to come to his yard, and he would sing like the choo-choo to heaven and stuff. And this was not okay with my dad. Like, this was just so not okay with my dad. And it would have been fine if we would have had bigger lots and stuff,
Sure.
but it was not okay with my dad. So anyways, one time, I think my dad was taking me to my cello lesson or something. I'm not exactly sure what was going on, but we needed to get out, but he like misplaced his keys. We had done something in the garden. I don't know. Anyways, he's looking for his keys, and the neighbor goes, this is the choo-choo to heaven guy, goes, I think it's pretty sad. And my dad goes, you think what's pretty sad? He goes, I think it's sad that you can't even say hello to your neighbor. And my dad goes, well, maybe I think you're pretty sad. And I'm like, 11, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But anyways, when Bernadette was gonna go storm on the Jesus people, it totally reminded me of a childhood memory of mine. So.
Very nice.
Did any of the scenes remind you of something that
Definitely,
happened
and
to you?
sadly, it's the one where people accuse other people of being on drugs. Yeah. So, basically, I was going to community college because I kind of messed up my university education, and I had to, take the easier path to the higher goal. So I had a teacher This is when I first really got into coffee, so I guess technically you could say I was on drugs. Because I was extremely caffeinated, and I didn't know how to deal with it at the time. Because it was just like, oh, yes, all upper all the time. But, so I had to give a speech when I was like, I had like 3 Red Bulls and like a pot of coffee in me. And I spoke in front of the whole class, and when I feel awkward, I have to make like really stupid jokes that make me feel better about myself. And it just got really awkward. And my teacher actually called me out in the middle of my speech. That was, supposed to be graded. And like set me down to the nurse because she thought I was on something. But I was just on caffeine. And that's the most American drug because it makes you more productive. I should have been given a gold medal, or an A at least. But yeah.
So when Bernadette's husband thought she was on drugs, you were
yeah,
all
that was like my teacher. Like, what are you smoking? I was nothing.
This is just me.
My mom made me some coffee this morning. I don't know what to tell you.
All American drugs.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it reminded me of that incident. But by the way, "Choo Choo to Heaven," is that a real song or is that something he made up?
I have no idea.
Who would build those railroads? That's what I want to know.
It was a happy ending, but it wasn't too happy. Like,
right.
Because things with Elgie and Bernadette are going to be a little messed up for a while.
Well, yeah.
Well, forever.
But I think she references in that letter, like, well, we can't live without each other. Like, we make each other stable or something. I don't know. I forget verbatim what she said. But it was something
all
along those lines.
lovey-dovey.
Yeah, something super lame.
You complete me.
Exactly. Even though it's architecture, because that's why she ran away, and now she's happy again. So she needs to think that through.
I did like how Elgie kind of like laid into her. He's like, "You ever been depressed about a house? That stuff happens to me 10 times a day." It's like, way to keep it real, Elgie.
So what was your lasting impression of the book? Was it a daughter-mother kind of
No.
love story?
No, but it was really a I'm okay, you're okay, we're all nuts and that's great type of story. It was just very validating that we all have our gifts and we're all a little quirky and that's okay. And, just go out there and be somebody and go design that ice house. I don't know, it was great.
Let's talk about writing style.
Let's talk about writing style.
It was super interesting. I didn't know how to describe the writing style because in the beginning it started out where there was like little snippets like emails, like news briefs, like I don't know.
Yeah, it was emails and faxes and
all the different ways people communicate with each
memos.
other. There was like invoices,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then in between a lot of those was B talking in first person.
Yes.
And then like the last third of the book was all that.
Was all what?
B talking.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah,
That kind of left. Like when she started exploring all the documents, that's when all the documents that like helped you understand the story kind of left.
Oh, yeah, because like the last one is the missing letter from Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but before that, it's like a big section of just B kind of talking because she's searching for her mom.
Yeah. Love Audrey. Well, yeah, there were faxes. Fax from Audrey Griffin to her husband.
And then there were like handwritten notes when it was super secretive.
I liked when the FBI got there. We should read one of
Oh yeah, they had like police reports.
Yeah!
And stuff. Yeah.
We should... I remember nobody can wait in the office at the school anymore because one time Kyle, while he was waiting in the office, called all the parents and said, "There's been an accident!" Shut up!
He's a rascal, that one.
He is. That was funny. That was a funny one. And a mudslide. Did we talk about the mudslide?
I referenced it in the 12 steps, but that's about it.
Okay. So the mudslide happens because all of the blackberry bushes get thrashed and destroyed, and then there's like the biggest rain that there's ever been in decades.
And like their whole backyard falls into Audrey's while she's hosting this huge thing that she's been prepping for.
Yeah.
I forget exactly what it is. It's like 2 kindergarten classes or something.
Prospective parents for the incoming kindergarten class.
Okay.
They
Yep.
and then the
But then
sign.
her sign, like, fixed that hole in the ground or
Right.
whatever. So it's kind of like, oh, thanks. But she never said thanks.
Just that picture of that sign that says no trespassing going right up against
Gnats.
the window. Gnats! Gnats!
Yep.
So I can't say this about every book we've read. You know, every book we've read, I've always said, I'm glad I read it. Which is true. I'm glad I read it. But this book, like, it's so funny. Like, it's not just that I'm glad I read it. It's just like it made me a lighter, happier person for having read it. I really needed it. It was great.
Yeah. I would agree. But I'm throwing out a random segment I just thought of in my head. Like, where do you see this book if the characters are developed for like 2 or 3 more months? Because she referenced that she'd be back in a month. She just needed to figure that architecture project out.
Right.
And then they'd be back and reunite.
Well,
But what do you see happening?
well, Bernadette's gonna give soo-lin all sorts of shit. She's
Oh, yeah.
gonna make her life a living hell.
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's what I would think. I think.
But what's LG? He like lost his Microsoft job, or he quit.
Well, it's not like he's gonna have a hard time finding another job.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Just because he was at Microsoft?
No, because he did the TED Talk and he made, what's the name of the device? The Samantha 2?
Samantha too, yeah.
Everybody
Which
wants.
we didn't even talk about, by the way.
Oh yeah.
It's like a Band-Aid you put on your forehead, and you got mind control powers.
Yeah.
Over electronics, anyway.
Yeah. Awesome.
It is pretty cool.
Sign me up.
Except I'd feel a little weird wearing a Band-Aid on my head.
Not as weird as a.
Do you know
Google
Nelly?
Glass.
Do you know Nelly the rapper? From
No.
like the 1990s. He
Uh,
always had a Band-Aid underneath his eye.
yeah. Why?
I,
Oh, it's just a fashion
Yeah.
statement.
I guess. Or he had like a really bad pimple for a whole CD. I don't know.
I don't know. Either.
Anyways, it reminded me of that. I was like, Nelly.
Yay.
Yeah, controlling them beats.
You should definitely read it, and you should read it again.
Yeah.
I hate reading things twice because I'm like, there's so much to read. Why would I read something twice? But this one, if you need a good laugh, because I was even reading parts of it again. I
Right.
finished it a week ago, and I started reading it again today, and I was still laughing because
Yeah.
it's just as funny the second time. It's
Well, the nice thing is it's a really quick read too.
yes.
So
So the next week, we don't know anything about this book except that it won an award. It's The White Darkness. It looks like it will be a pretty quick read, so that's nice. And we're looking forward to it. White Darkness by
Geraldine.
Geraldine McCaw.
Geraldine McCaw. That's what it says.
By Geraldine McCaw. No,
Yeah.
McCarran.
Macaron.
I don't know.
Macabre.
MCCAUGHREAN. It's a long one. Okay. We're drinking pink penguins. You might have seen the YouTube video about how to make a pink penguin. So I encourage you to make one while you read your book. Okay. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.